And right now we have Rick Gump with us, an immigration and nationality attorney based in Addison. Thanks for joining us tonight. And the first question is, we've got a graphic that talks about the numbers of these children based on year to year. Take us into those numbers.
Sure. Well, in fiscal year 2011, which starts in 2010 in October and ends in September for each fiscal year, we had around 16,000. And some 82% were from Mexico. Now it has flipped, and we've got 68,500 in 2014 fiscal year, and they are from Central America. It's one of those situations where things have become a little bit better economically in Mexico, whereas in Central America you have a lot of gangs, you've got a lot of crimes, a lot of economic issues, and significant problems that are causing the people to try to migrate up here. It hasn't helped that our government has made potential promises to allow additional immigration for children who came up here illegally. We had the so-called DREAM Act that's been proposed for 7 or 8 years. We had the executive action of deferred action for childhood arrivals that has protected some children. So a lot of the drug dealers actually are encouraging families in Central America to send their children up. In fact, pay them and they'll help them into the United States. And so there's been a huge wave that actually went down, if you noticed it in the first part of 2015, of the fiscal year 2015, but now the fiscal year 2016 that had just started October 1, we've had 5,000 purportedly that have come up, so we're seeing another wave apparently.
People are concerned about the process in North Texas, about how this is going to work, who's going to pay for it, who's going to enforce it. Is it going to be successful?
Well, the good news is that there really is an established system for this. It started with Refugee Act of 1980, 2002 when Homeland Security was formed. It had provisions for unaccompanied children. Then we had a Trafficking Act that was passed in 2008 that codified a settlement, the Flores Settlement, that basically provided that our government, the federal government, has to take care of these children when they come here. So you have a variety of agencies that are involved, and there really is a significant amount of vetting. There's a protocol for who handles what, and it ends up that these families end up with children that if they have parents here, they go to stay with the parents while they're awaiting a trial, basically to see whether they will be removed.
And we've heard about 40 to 60% who don't have a relative in the United States are going to be sent back to their country of origin. There's a big divide in North Texas, and we found that divide among a father and a son. Let's listen to them, and I'd like to get your reaction to that.
I think it's fine. I think we should have closed borders, but that's for the future.
What's it say on the bottom of the Statue of Liberty? Send us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses struggling to be free.
Different opinions there. What do you say to people who are fearful? They're concerned about the fear factor.
Well, I think they should be fearful. We've had terrorism. We have crimes. You don't know who some of the people are who are coming. By the same token, we know that 98, 99.99% of these people are desperate. They're children, and we have to deal with it. This is a significant issue, and our policymakers have to follow the law, or they have to change the law. If you want to seal the border, then you've got to pass a law to be able to not allow refugees in, or people who are already here, what are called asylees. We have to follow the law. We're a lawful nation, and the law says that if they come to the United States, if they're found, if the children are, there's a certain protocol to care for them, to see if there is a parent, to vet them, to determine if in fact they're eligible for one of the 4 criteria that would allow them to stay. Asylum, which is a well-founded fear of persecution for a variety of things, whether they're eligible for special immigrant juvenile if they've been abused or abandoned, T visas if they've been trafficked for sex or other reasons, if they're victims of that, if they're victims of other crimes. So it's very important, and a lot of volunteer lawyers have gone down to help with that process. The problem is to go through the court system, which the law requires. We've got a huge backlog. There are special dockets for the children, but many of them are going to, they stay in these holding facilities for 21 days or so. They may end up with a family, but then it may be years, literally, before they can get to trial.
We have to wrap up now, but really very quickly, in like maybe 2-5 words, what do you see happening after this 21-day period? Do you think this is going to be successful? Do you think everything is set to make this work?
Trust the process. There are a lot of people, federal and private, who are working very hard to make it work.
Rick Gump, thank you very much for your expertise tonight.
Thank you.